No, I'm taking these because I like this color
Those are
better.
the special ones.
Okay.
So you may have them.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here, along with our good friend Olivia Kvitny.
Thanks for having me.
Time to get our minds and bodies right, Jackie, especially after this weekend, all the stress that everyone in the community has felt and has gone through. We need something to do.
That's what yoga's for.
To get us back on an even keel.
Yoga is for life and all the ups and downs that happen, all the unexpected ups and downs, right, that happen. Flash flood. Unexpected, right? And then how are we going to deal with that? Where's the training to deal with that? There's training to, you know, to put the community back together physically, right? And to dry things out and this and that. But there's dehumidifiers. But what are we going to do for ourselves after that shock and trauma and everything, right?
Absolutely.
That's what yoga's for, not for stretching, right? No, contrary to popular belief, yoga is not about stretching. But part of what affects, the stress affects our physical body. That's why we feel tight, actually. When you feel like you're not flexible, it's because of life coming into your tissues and kind of creating this body armor to protect you from life stressors. That's why we feel tighter when we get older. So it's good to do yoga and breathe so your body is open, your body is better, more balanced, and so is your mind.
There you go.
So as you mentioned earlier, it starts with the breath. So it is the first of the month. I know we did splits last week. We're going to do a different kind of splits this week because I want to stay with it. Yoga is about discipline. Even though you're going to go, you know, I don't want to have an uproar, an uprising against me.
Honestly, 100% forgot about this. But
did you? Okay.
Honestly, okay.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
What I do want to start with, though, is breathing, because it's going to be difficult. It's not going to feel great sometimes, these yoga poses. That's why we breathe through it. So I want to start with our recovery breath, what we call in yoga for first responders, recovery breathing.
Okay.
It's in for 3 counts and out for 5. Put your hands to your ribs so you can really feel the rib cage expand as you inhale for 3 counts. And a nice slow exhale for 5. There it is. Good. Inhale for 3. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3. Remember to start at the belly, then the ribs, then the chest without lifting the shoulders. Good. Exhale for 5. Slower 4. Equal breath. 3, 2, 1. So you don't want to let all the breath out at 5 and 4 and then have nothing left, right? So that's going to help engage the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that makes us feel calm and in control. So I want you to remember that as we start to work on our splits, okay? Because as soon as we start to add the physical in, what do? We clench up, right? So we're going to start. I have this chair because I want everyone at home to know that it's totally fine to use a chair. Right? It's actually going to be better for your alignment. So I'll demonstrate with the chair, then if one of you would like to use it. We're going to do center splits today. We're going to start with a wide-legged forward fold.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. Otherwise known as fan pose. So have your legs a little bit separated like this.
Or otherwise known as painful.
So it won't be so much painful if you start little by little.
Okay.
So here's the big thing I want to show you guys is that my legs are going to be nice and strong. Now it's okay to bend the knees as you move into this, but I want it to be a purposeful bend of the knees and not like, oh, it just happened, right? So I might bend my knees, especially to start off with. And I'm going to have my hands on the chair, pushing it forward so I keep this nice long spine. This is maybe where you want to start. So Lou, why don't you try with the chair?
Okay.
And then what we can do, Jackie, is we can put our hands on our thighs too. And then
how about my pelvis? Because my pelvis instantly wants to
do this.
Yeah.
Arch.
Yeah.
It's good to pull your abs in a little bit to protect your low back. But speaking of that, let's actually extend and do flexion and extension with our spine. So you can do this too, Lou. So you just lift your chest upward and bring the chair a little bit closer. There you go. Good. And then exhale, round the spine. So we're going to do the same breath. Inhale for 3 counts. Lift up. Exhale for 5. Round the spine more than you ever have rounded it before. Whoa. There you go. Drop the head. Inhale, extend the spine more than you've ever extended it before. Get all the breath in. Exhale. Good. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale.
I can really feel it all the way up and down my spine.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Right down to the small of my back.
By the way, I like your socks, Lou. I think those are called fashion socks, right?
UFO socks. Yeah.
I like it. All right, from here, Lou, I want you to come to your thighs where Jackie and I are. Good. And you can bend the knees a little bit, almost like an umpire.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
See, I know how to talk to dudes with yoga, right? It's like just like an umpire.
Get this chair out of the way here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now, Jackie, you and I are going to come to our blocks here.
Okay.
So now we're getting a little bit further down into the center split. And you can definitely try your fancy blue blocks as well.
My dark blue blocks.
But I also want to show the progression where you don't have to automatically put your hands on the floor. It's not necessary.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now from here, if you wanted to open up the spine a little bit more, you're always welcome to. But to start to get into those center splits, heel toe the feet apart just a little bit. We're going to bend the right knee and keep the left knee extended. There you go.
Okay.
Now you start to feel it in the left, inside of the left leg a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With feet facing forward?
Yeah, feet facing forward. Good. And then let's go to the other side. So the reason I like to start this way is you only have to think about one leg at a time versus both legs stretching. And press the outer part of your foot, Lou, where the pinky toe is on your right foot, down to the floor. There you go. Good.
Okay.
So they're staying flat. Now you can go back and forth a little bit like this, and what are we going to do as we do it is breathe.
You know what this reminds me of? Seriously, anybody that plays hockey, if you're a goalie.
Oh my God,
if
yeah.
you're a goalie, this is some of the stretches we used to do when we were being a goalie.
You know that yoga is actually very, very good for athletes as well. I worked with athletes and first responders when I lived in Los Angeles, but especially hockey players, and this is why. Often they'll come down and they'll be in this position,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, to block the puck. Yeah.
And so if you don't want to get injured, then you want to be able to have this mobility, right? So going back and forth with breath is the key. Remember, when we hold our breath, that's when our body clenches and tightens up. So you want to inhale at the top. Let's exhale and bend one knee. And if we do it with recovery breath, we'll stay calm. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 5.
Do we want to keep in mind to keep our shoulders down?
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good point too, is when you start to get uncomfortable, you clench the jaw, you lift the shoulders, you hold your breath.
Absolutely.
So if we're aware of that, then you can do the opposite, right? You can lower your shoulders, you can breathe, you can relax your jaw. So if we want to take it further from here, let's put the blocks down, come to an all-fours position. We're going to do the same thing we did in the fan pose with our hands on the chair by moving our spine in extension and flexion. And everything you do, guys, can have that recovery breath. So inhale for 3, exhale for 5. So what this means is if you can do everything in yoga class with that recovery breath, it means that in life you can use the recovery breath in everything you do. You don't have to wait for yoga class to do your breathing.
You could do this sitting at your desk.
Right. Well, when you guys are at your desk and there's a segment happening that you're watching, you guys can do your recovery breath to prepare for your next segment.
I like that 3 and 5.
Yeah.
To remember that. Remember 3, 5.
3, 5. And the firefighters that I teach use that breathing more than anything to stay calm during an incident. They give me that feedback and have told me that. So that's a really important breath. Now from here, you're going to want to remember that, Lou, because we're going to start to move.
She pays attention to what I don't do. Okay.
We're going to start to put the knees away from each other just a little bit. In for 3, out for 5, right? So what this does is not only opening up the inside of our thighs, right? Yes, we are creating mobility here, but we're also putting ourselves in an uncomfortable situation to train ourselves how to use our breath and mind when we're in an uncomfortable situation in life, right? Yeah, we're not going to do this every single day of our life. I'm not training you to do this frog pose. I'm training you for when your body is feeling the stress that it might feel by doing something uncomfortable. Right. You know how to do your breath work. You know how to keep your mind focused. Another thing I like to do with this 3 and 5 breath is replace counting with words. Same syllables as 3 to 5. I am calm as you inhale, just to yourself.
Okay.
And exhale, I am in control. Now that's those, but it's the syllables of 3 to 5. I am calm, I am in control, right? And now you're training your mind that you're okay, you're calm, you're in control. So you're breathing and using the power of your mind as well. Now you might ask, how do I get out of this, right?
Yeah, somebody grab your belt and pull you up.
There are several ways, right? You can either crawl your knees back in the way we came. Some people like to just straighten their legs and come out this way. And some people like to move back with their hips and then start to crawl their knees in. So it's kind of a yogi's choice.
Okay.
And now I can't tell you how to get up from there, Lou. That's all you.
I'm stuck right now, so I'm pretty comfortable. I'm watching TV right now.
From
so that's what
here,
I'm
you
doing.
can do it even a baby cobra.
Oh, okay.
And press back to all fours.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
All right. Piece
And
of cake.
here we are, yeah. Ooh. So getting in this hip area is where we put a lot of stress, life stress in our hips.
And the thing is, earlier today, I was telling Jackie, I said after this weekend and fighting the floods and stuff that we had in our area, I was sore from what it was. And it was in this area, too, is where it was sore.
Yeah, you know, not only just using your body when you're under stress that way, but stress manifests itself here in the body.
We clench in your life.
Well, even in the hip flexors, think about when you drive a car, right? And you're hitting a brake suddenly, this clenches. This clenches. When we're preparing for anything, our bodies do in this, right? So even a good emotion is this, right? So this starts to get very, very tight. So it's really important to do these exercises and almost like we're wringing out the stress. You know, I was walking during the floods from Whole Foods to the parking lot where my car was, and the water was up to my ankles.
Wow.
And I had flip-flops on, so I was trying to hold my shoes on, and I was really kind of doing this like motion like this so my shoes wouldn't fall off and the water's up to there, and I'm definitely feeling sore from it as well, especially when it's an unknown, you know.
Exactly.
So
but again, the breathing is the key.
That's key to everything.
The stress relief, and it's 3 and 5.
In for 3, out for 5. Equal breath from 5 to 1.
If you can remember anything, remember that. And you can also just continue to follow along with our progress as we work on releasing our muscles into doing some amazing things. But also people can learn about the great work you're doing for our first responders locally and across the nation as well by heading to your website.
Social media. We'll put out our Peachtree Brewery classes, the next 3-month schedule, sometime in the next week or so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's 8:23 right now, and don't go too far. We will be right back. You're watching CW Iowa Live in West Des Moines.